Yes, Orlando Bowl Week, back and better than ever. Can't wait. Russell Athletic Bowl continues to grow. Since we've had it here in the post-Christmas year, have been north of 50,000 tickets and grown each and every year, and we expect that to continue this year with Rutgers and Virginia Tech, two teams we haven't had in that game, and we think it's a phenomenal kickoff. December 28th, 5:30. Of course, rolling into the Capital One Bowl, to have a team like Georgia that just came within a few yards of a national championship appearance. Number 7 in the country in the BCS, going to play hopefully an upset or angry Nebraska football team to come down here at 10 wins. Been pretty much the class along with Ohio State of the Big Ten all year. So to put those two power brands, I think that'll light up television sets coast to coast on the field here in Orlando on New Year's Day. It's going to be something special. So we're really excited about it.
All right, any questions for Steve? Can you update us on where you're at today and what you hope to start getting done on January 2nd in terms of renovating the Citrus Bowl?
Yeah, as you all know, it's the city's process to manage and control. We have a voice and a seat in that process. Right now, I think there's some research that's been done about the latter half of this year. They've tried to ascertain the best program for the building in terms of mix of seats and premium elements that would be in the building, so that you can take that into account as you go into the design document phase. So HNTB, the architect of record, has done the design charrettes to kick things off. It's now at a point where I think with that final piece of information, you're going to get into design document drawings, the rest of, kind of going into 2013. They should pretty quickly go to market for the construction manager, bring them on board, and I think from there the timeline would get set in terms of when you would break ground, when you would be open. But it's the mayor's clear intent to be open by the bowl games December of 2014. So you're going to have to get to work in a very serious way construction-wise, probably at the latter half of 2013.
You want to have it all the way fixed by 2014 bowl?
We do. We want to be ready and we want to be open. That's our preference. I think there's a lot of ways that you can get from here to there. I think that the mayor and their team has got all options on the table in terms of either building in and around the major events that are here or just going straight through the season. So pretty much starting construction and not holding events all the way through into December of 14. So those are probably the two paths. We're going to have to choose one of those two paths pretty quickly. And I think that's all going to be driven at safety, fan experience, and then ultimately the savings to the budget. There's an aggressive project for the budget that's in place, so it's going to be very, very important to see where you can maximize the dollars that are available and maybe blowing and going, so to speak, or not stopping would be a way to do that. So,
Steve, now that that step has moved forward, how does it feel this year compared to last year when you had that kind of hanging over your head a little bit?
It's a great feeling, actually. After this many years, the better part of a decade talking about it. It's been such a hindrance, and a lot of people don't realize what that means. But when you think about it, of course, Orlando is a fantastic destination. But ultimately, Georgia and Nebraska are coming down here for a business trip, and their athletic directors and their staff have to take care of their biggest customers. So on game day, they're asking, where are my club seats, or where am I sitting in the facility? And the experience that their fan and their customer has here and goes back and reports back to that school is a direct reflection on really kind of our value proposition as a bowl in the postseason. And that was damaged, that was at risk. And so now that we've removed that, we've said this 1,000 times, you don't have to have Dallas's stadium, to be competitive, because we've got the #1 destination in the world. We just simply needed to remove that thorn from our side. And I think, thankfully, across the country, I was at the Hall of Fame all week up in New York, had meetings with most every conference commissioner and television executive. They're all excited and bullish on Orlando's future, not only in the postseason, but I think in the regular season, international soccer matches. I think we can start having those NFL conversations again in terms of regular season and pre. I'm fired up. I cannot wait for 2015 and beyond. It's going to be a fun place to live.
Steve, is there any concern over getting two teams that were in a conference championship game and therefore just had their fans just had to travel to a game?
Yeah, there's a concern from our perspective. At the end of the day, communities, and we're reminded of this all the time, we're fortunate to be a host in terms of college football's postseason. We are lucky. We're especially lucky to have the SEC and the Big Ten at the highest level. So when it comes down to it, you want to find a reward for a deserving team, and these are two deserving teams on the balance of their seasons in each respective league. So it's our job, it's incumbent upon us in the #1 spot to give the most deserving teams an opportunity, and we've done that this year. I think in some years, it's a little bit more gray. The opportunities and the selections you can make an argument in a number of different ways. But this year, these are the 2 most deserving teams. They belong here. And I'm excited. Look, you look on paper, I think on TV on New Year's Day, you're going to look up and you're going to start flipping through the TV guide and you're going to say, wow, Orlando's got probably one of the best bowl games on TV this year. So, in some years, I think that there's a little bit of an impact in terms of tickets on your city. But I think our primary job is to be about the system first and reward student athletes, and then our community benefits second.